Today on Forbes, Boeing's bad year is about to get worse. Boeing's machinist union has been urging members to save money for a strike since 2019. Today, Monday, August 12th, the negotiations that will determine whether they need it will kick into high gear. Teams from Boeing management and the International Association of Machinists, or IAM, the company's largest union that represents the 32,000 workers who assemble Boeing planes in Washington state, will check into a Seattle area hotel to hammer out a new contract, the first since 2008, before the current one expires on September 12th. Many industry observers think the two sides are headed for an impasse and a strike. That would exacerbate the pile of problems Boeing is struggling with this year, following a mid-air blowout of a panel on an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX jet in January that has led to increased government scrutiny of the company's manufacturing and a steep slowdown in production as Boeing tries to improve quality. A lengthy work stoppage could derail the ramp-up in plane deliveries that the company desperately needs to stop bleeding cash. It's anyone's guess how the situation will be handled by Boeing's brand new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, who reported to work just last Thursday, with the tall task of repairing Boeing and its relationship with its workers, customers, the government, and the public. The machinists' leverage is high, given skilled labor shortages. 35% of jobs at U.S. durable goods manufacturers were unfilled as of June, according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Also high is the anger of longtime union members. Over the past decade, Boeing executives used the threat of relocating work away from the Seattle area to negotiate a series of contract extensions that held wages stagnant, took away workers' pension plans, and shifted healthcare costs to them. Last month, the members of Lodge 751 of the International Association of Machinists voted 99.9% in favor of authorizing their leadership to call a strike. This happened in a raucous meeting of some 20,000 workers at baseball's Seattle Mariners Stadium. The machinists have a long list of demands that could be hard for the company to swallow, including a 40% pay raise over 3 years, the restoration of the pension plan, and the elimination of mandatory overtime, which the union argues would help reduce increased worker turnover that has contributed to a steep loss of experience on the assembly line. But John Holden, head of IAM 751, has laid out a much grander mission: saving America's largest aerospace company from its management's missteps. In an interview in a wood-paneled conference room at IAM 751's headquarters near an airfield in South Seattle, where Boeing hands over the 737 MAX to customers, Holden told Forbes, quote, "The U.S. aerospace industry is at stake here. We're going to push this company farther than they thought they would go." That includes asking for a seat on Boeing's board, which critics have long said lacks expertise in manufacturing and has rubber-stamped management efforts to improve financial returns at the expense of the company's once vaunted engineering excellence. The machinists are also asking for a commitment to raise the number of quality control inspectors and a guarantee that Boeing's next plane will be built in the Seattle area. In public statements, Boeing has seemed open to at least improving workers' pay and benefits. In one of his last acts before stepping down, outgoing CEO David Calhoun spoke on a conference call discussing second quarter earnings last week. On the call, he said, quote, "We're not afraid to treat our employees well in this process. We're just going to work as hard as we can not to have a strike." For full coverage, check out Jeremy Bogaski's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.